be improved. Simon says before he developed the condition himself, he wrongly diagnosed at least 2 of his own patients.
Unfortunately, due to my lack of awareness of the condition, I wasn't able to make a diagnosis. Therefore, those 2 patients aren't currently treated, to the best of my knowledge, for depersonalization disorder.
It's very frightening to be insisting, certainly to a professional, that something's not right, something's gone wrong in your head, and for people to just be baffled. You know, that's frightening in itself. The GPs should know the word depersonalization, and I think certain presenting factors need to be recognised. If someone goes to the GP and they describe a feeling of unreality, that they don't feel real, that things don't feel real, things feel dreamlike, they feel detached. These should be sort of like key words that people are picking up on.
How many medical professionals have you seen who haven't known about the condition?
Oh my word. I've seen possibly up to 20 people over the years who haven't known what I was talking about. Community psychiatric nurses, GPs, therapists, private therapists, counsellors. They haven't heard of it. It's not part of their training, it's not part of their vocabulary.
Sarah eventually got a correct diagnosis, but only by looking up the condition herself. And this was only part of the issue. There's only one specialist clinic in all of the UK, and access to it on the NHS requires funding from your local clinical commissioning group. Even with a diagnosis, and having been treated previously for the same condition, Sarah's latest attempt to find help became a struggle. The process had taken over a year when she neared crisis point.
A year is an enormously long time to wait, and the referral process is really, really onerous and stressful in itself. I had to prove there wasn't something else wrong with me. The local team have to be absolutely sure that you don't have something else wrong with you, that you're not self-diagnosing. I was having panic attacks quite regularly. I was really, really scared. I presented at A&E once because I felt like I was in crisis. I couldn't really cope with the feeling. So it's that bad. When it's bad, it's really bad. It's so different to how you would be treated if you were presenting with a physical condition that caused you to suffer profoundly. You wouldn't wait this long.
Definitely if people are not having treatment.
Consultant clinical psychologist Dr. Elaine Hunter runs the only specialist clinic in the UK. It has limited resources and sees fewer than 80 patients a year. One of Dr. Hunter's concerns is the clinic has been designated an adult-only service, meaning she's unable to treat under 18s.
There's no provision of specialist services for adolescents with depersonalization, derealization disorder, which is really a big problem. And we sometimes get very distressed and upset parents who have a 15-year-old that has started to develop these symptoms, is terrified, don't know what to do. They may be engaged in local services, but they feel that the local services maybe don't understand the problem or aren't specialised enough. And there's nothing very much that we can do for that period of time.
But as a clinic, you're effectively having to turn people away who are under 18.
Yes.
Dr. Hunter hopes in time services will become available for children and young people. She says another improvement would be to ensure care is available to all patients locally.
One of the things that could be really helpful is to have each of the mental health trusts around the country to have 1 or 2 members of staff that are dedicated depersonalization, derealization leads.
Dr. Hunter's also developed a form of the talking therapy CBT that's specifically designed for depersonalization disorder. She believes with training, medical professionals already using CBT will be able to adapt their knowledge to treat this condition too. Today she's meeting Sarah Ashley, one of her patients who's seen a huge improvement in her mental health.
I'd been doctor shopping, I was trying to find a magic cure, a magic pill. I was very anti-CBT, didn't think it was ever going to work for me, but for me it's made a huge, huge difference. My voice would feel like it's not coming from me, like it's robotic or it's coming from somewhere else. I'd look down at parts of my body or my hands and they would feel like they're not mine. I'd look in the mirror and it would be like, obviously I know it's me, but it would be like looking at a photo of someone else.
Yes.
I was on like a hamster wheel of horribleness. It was just awful. Couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. I think when I first came to see you, actually, I was about 6.5 stone from all the anxiety from it. Whereas now I'm kind of, yeah, I do get a bit of depersonalization and I do get anxiety, but I can totally deal with it really quickly. You know, I might have a bad day and then the next day I've rationalised everything in my mind and I'm fine and I carry on.
Recently, it's, you know, when you've started this new job and also trying to sell a house, and were telling me about, you know, how difficult and stressful those events were for you. And then when we came to talk about how that impacted on the depersonalisation, you kind of went, oh, well, I haven't really had it.
Yeah.
And we both really had a moment of kind of thinking, oh, okay, that sounds pretty good.
Treatment then is available, but currently limited in scope and difficult to access. After trying to take his own life, it was a further 2 years before Daniel finally had access to specialist care. Now he does. He says he's optimistic he can get better.
I am hopeful now that I'm getting the correct treatment. I won't let this stop me doing what I want to do.
If you're affected by any of the issues raised in Adam's film, head to BBC's Action Line page. It's bbc.co.uk/action line. If you have depersonalization disorder, do get in touch this morning. Richard says, I can't believe you're going to approach this subject. My brother has just been diagnosed with this. He's 45 years old and it's really hard for him and his family. Well done for addressing this issue. We are going to talk more about it after 10:30.